Good afternoon. I'm Prabhu Subianto. Welcome to my farm, my residence here. You are in my library, and welcome. You know, one of my passion is reading. From my younger days as a boy, as a student, we were not very wealthy. My father was a university professor, and books for us and for me was, I would say, entertainment, recreation, education, learning. So by books, I can travel everywhere in the world. I can learn from hundreds of years of human experience. It was my dream one day, when I have the resources, I would like to have a library. This is my favorite place, actually. Sometimes I just sit here, sometimes I sleep on the sofa. Yeah, so this is my haven, my refuge. You know, as a young kid, I loved the books of Alexander Dumas, Sir Walter Scott. And then as a soldier, as a leader, I read a lot of biographies, a lot of history. I met your producer who comes from Mexico. I love Mexican history. My heroes was Pancho Villa, Emiliano Zapata. And recently, I think one of the most important books that influenced me, it's called The Warrior of the Light by Paulo Coelho. I think Paulo Coelho is a Brazilian. But I felt that that book really spoke to me. I recommend to anybody, especially the young, if you want to succeed in life, maybe you should read that book. I grew up with loving parents, loving grandparents, and I think what influenced me was that my family, my parents, my grandparents, my ancestors were all involved in the struggle for Indonesian independence. I had two uncles. These are my uncles. They were killed in the same battle in our War of Independence. One was 16 years old, one was 21. 16-year-old cadet and the 21-year-old officer lieutenant died in the same battle in the same day. And this actually was the defining event in my family as I grew up. My grandfather always talked about them. In fact, my name, Subianto, is named after the first who died, the oldest. I was given the name. So I think I grew up with that I was expected to continue this tradition, to serve the people, if necessary, to give my life for my people and my country. You know, in my opinion, every country has what is called the best generation. In my opinion, Indonesia's best generation were the generation that fought against the colonialists, that fought to bring independence to Indonesia. I think that generation, and I was very fortunate, I grew up with them. You know, I had them as my teachers, my mentors, my commanders, and one defining quality of which I saw in them is, number one, their integrity, their courage, their love of the people. They're very fiercely proud to be Indonesian. And I think that's what influenced me. I had direct contact with them. Indonesians, we are very traditional. We have our culture, some positive aspects, sometimes not so positive. In parts of Indonesia, you know, there's this strong sensitivity to pride, to self-worth. In Indonesia, we call it harga diri. So it's over sensitive. So sometimes a little something that we can, some remark, many people will take it as an insult, and they will be hurt for many, many lengths of time. I've grown out of that. I say we look for the positive things, we look for the general good. And if we are insulted, we are slighted, we are being defamed as part of life. I try to do my best in what mission I'm given, but I think what drives me is the interest of my people, the interest of my country, and I try to defend that. I think I've said too much already.
We ask the question.